Time now for our financial focus, and analyst Steve Budin is here with me now. Steve, thanks for being here. Sure. As always, got a busy slate ahead of us. The first is this big deal, this arms deal. The president right now just left Saudi Arabia, but before he left, signed a big deal.
Yeah, controversial. Certainly, he's in a very dangerous part of the world right now, and he had the Saudi Arabians buy over $100 billion of basically weapons systems. Now, certainly, depending on the side of the political aisle you sit, this is a great deal or it's not a great deal, but this is what Trump campaigned on. He said, you know, I'm going to try to get deals for American workers, and here's an example. And
again, for American workers, this means for these people who work for or employed by these private defense contractors, this is a big deal for them.
It is. Yeah. You know, Boeing, Raytheon, Honeywell, a lot of the big companies out there could use this type of business. Now, again, putting the politics aside, Trump went over there not only as our president, but I think as an American CEO, a businessman as well, and is working these kind of deals. Now, again, controversial only because, you know, when it goes over to the Middle East, very dangerous part of the world, who knows where these weapon systems could potentially end up, but the deal's done.
All right, and speaking of CEOs, Ford just replaced theirs, and this is interesting. They replaced their CEO with a guy who headed up their self-driving cars division.
Right, I find this one interesting specifically because of the timing. Ford, quote-unquote, retired their current CEO, Mark Fields. Retired. And they brought in their self-driving division president to now head the company. Now, if you remember back to when the president was inaugurated, the Ford CEO was one of the first CEOs invited to the White House.
Yes.
And this is where sometimes governing by tweet can become an issue, because I find the timing of this interesting, that Trump goes on his international trip, and now Ford decides to release their CEO.
Yeah, it's also interesting where they got their new CEO from, because self-driving cars, this is something that it sounds like the more and more we hear about it, something that's going to happen. But you said there's some major hurdles here.
Right, there are major hurdles, and I think what got Ford's attention is that Tesla, one of the larger companies for autos right now, they have the momentum of self-driving and the battery-powered cars. They passed Ford in market value this year. The stock price went up so high, and I think that got Ford's attention. But before you have self-driving cars, you know, the auto insurance industry, the attorneys all have to sign off on this. So I know you're fascinated with all this stuff. I am. But it's not happening next week. It's going to take a while.
We'll see. All right, final topic right now. I never want to be number two, but sometimes, in this case, number two isn't bad for us. Vegas, number two for meetings.
Right, and this, again, is a meeting convention survey company, and they ranked us number two for meetings, behind Orlando. We were number three last year. So I know that there are different measuring metrics that the LVCVA uses that put us at number one. But the fact that we're even number two, we're in the conversation, we're always battling Orlando. And this is it's a great report only because we increased from the year before.
Yeah, we took a look at this list, and we saw we had Chicago on there and Atlanta as well, in the top 5 or top 10, whatever it was. Didn't really seem to make sense. But
yeah, if you're going to come to a conference, where better to come than Vegas, right? I mean, come on.
No place better.
No.
All right, Steve Budin, as always, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back, everyone.
All right, well, still ahead, why some doctors are now against giving children fruit juice. Details straight ahead.